All right, what is up, my friends? We are back for another episode of the Brotherly Love Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rochelle. To the right of me, the big man himself,
What's
Mister
happening?
Luther Broughton. How we feeling this morning?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not as good as you Philly fans after my Braves got shellacked last night, but I'm good, man. Gotta
Yeah,
take
there's
this ass whipping like a man.
yeah, it's down to four now. Down to four. NL and the AL championships are set. It's like I
Yep.
said, man. You. There was no way you could let us win one down there. It was you had it.
Oh,
You had to punch us in the mouth.
I
Not
don't
once. You
think
had
it
to get us
mattered.
multiple times, and we almost got that second game if it wasn't
I
for a
don't think
mistake.
it mattered. Our bats weren't
Yeah,
gonna win.
that was I think the more surprising thing
The
when you look
that
at it. Go look at it like everyone knows that the Phillies is the guys if they get off they go off in bunches. But it's the same thing was with the Braves. We thought that it would come down to knocking it out of
to
each other.
bats.
It
Listen,
would be banging out to be like 7, 8.
our pitching was not
Not
that bad.
9, 10 stuff like that. What was that, brother?
Correct. Can you hear me? I think
Yeah, I
something's
can.
going.
I just seen you were talking.
Yeah.
I was just trying to let you go. That's all.
No, man, I think I messed up my I walked over last night and knocked all my stuff down and I had to reset it. I had my Yeti mic all set right and I think I screwed something up. But I was saying our pitching, you remember last week I said I think our pitching will be the problem because Morton was out. Freed had a blister on his throwing hand. Strider has given up bombs the past 2 months and Elder has been terrible. So I thought our problems would be our pitching. Our pitching was fine except for game three. Was it game three? Game three, you
Yeah,
guys hit
game three when we
six home
dropped down on you
runs.
guys.
Yeah, you guys hit
Yeah,
six
but it
home
was
runs
right
game
after
three.
the Attaboy comment.
That doesn't that doesn't I don't think that fucking matters. If you gotta if you have to get
I'm glad you said it doesn't
and
matter because did you see
I
Acuna's comments today?
no, but
He's talking about like the sanctity of the clubhouse and things
but
like
that but here's my point. Here's my point. I think Bryce Harper is phenomenal, and I don't think Bryce Harper needs that to get himself up. What I'm saying is, let me finish my first point, and I'll
that.
get
Go
to
ahead,
that.
brother.
The Braves pitching did not do them a disservice this postseason. It was their bats. We scored 0 runs in game one, and we scored 1 run last night, right? That's what did us in. So let me get that out of the way. We couldn't hit a softball this postseason. It really hurt them to have the 5 days off because we were going, but that's neither here nor there. Philly kicked our ass. Let's get that out of the way. I'm not an excuse maker. I'm a realistic fan. This sucks. But if Bryce Harper needs a clubhouse comment to get himself going, you can't convince me that he needed that. You can't convince me that Nick Castellanos needed that to get going. You can't convince me of that. And the second thing I will say is anything sacred. Remember I said that last week when we were talking about Colorado? Is anything sacred? Dude, he's in the locker room with his talking with his teammates. A reporter heard it and reported it. Yo, he said it. You got to deal with it. You got to deal with Harper staring down. It's baseball. It ain't like it's boxing. He ain't gonna punch him in the mouth.
The stare down was pretty
I mean,
cool though.
for me that had
The stare
nothing
down
to do with
was pretty
baseball.
cool though. That
I mean, it was you hit a home run and you stare the shortstop
it
down.
was two,
I
right?
mean, Harper, you fucked up. You ran well over second. You made the mistake. So that's fine. You should be mad, and you should be mad at yourself and getting and saying, I'll fix this next time. I don't think Harper needed that. Whatever. If that caused them to hit 4 home runs, then great. Then it's a superpower. What I'm saying is, regardless of the team, you're in, if you could hear the stuff that we said in our locker room or as a rookie, the stuff that Ray Rhodes used to say pregame, if that gets out of the locker room, it's like, good grief, man. These guys are crazy. I think that's kind of lame that he's saying that in his clubhouse and a reporter overhears them happy about their performance and reports that. I think that's kind of lame, but you got to deal with it. You can't pitch. Elder has been hanging sliders for the past 2 months. I was I wish I could share my screenshot on here from the other day when my buddy sent me the story that said Elder was pitching game 3. My response is I'm terrified right now. The Phillies are going to hit 5 bombs. That is what I said to my buddy. They hit 6. I was being facetious, but they hit 6. He's been terrible, but our pitching wasn't the problem. If we get one hit,
No,
if we
I just
get
think that
two
the Phillies
hits,
bats has just really come alive right now. I mean, you look what Nick Castellanos did. First player in postseason history to hit multiple back to back in back to backs, right?
yeah. And we were outmanaged as well. You see your pitchers losing steam. It's a win or go home situation, and you just leave the guy in. You leave the guy in. That's not what Rob Thompson did. Rob Thompson is like, all right, I'm gonna use 12 pitchers if I have to, but you're not getting my guy as he's running out of steam, and you're not getting a matchup that you want. Did listen? I'm not a huge baseball. I'm not huge on baseball knowledge, but looks to me like Snit was outmanaged by Rob Thompson again.
Yeah,
Again.
and talking about again, right? You're now the first team to win 100 games and in back to back seasons lose to that same team in
Yeah,
back
that
to back
doesn't.
seasons.
Whatever. That doesn't make a difference. To me, whoever we matched up with, we were gonna lose. We couldn't hit shit. We couldn't hit a damn thing, and I said that from. I told my buddies they were all talking about war. I said, man, I don't know if we get to the NLCS. You guys are. We peaked in August. We peaked in August. Baseball is won in October.
It is, and it's one of those things. I still said the Phillies had to they had to get through the first 2.5 months and be able to put it together at the end. And then I said it at the end of last year just because how banged up it was. You knew Harper was going to be out for a while, you know. Then you have Hoskins go down, and you're able to kind of move things around. The catch last night for the kid playing out in right field because Harper's playing first, I think was real key to that game because he would have cleared the bases, and that would have been a totally different ball game last night. And we'll be having a different conversation
Yeah,
here
he
today.
made
So
it. He made a great play. I think he made it more difficult than it had to be. Um,
he's
I,
still
I
he's still
was
a
I
kid.
was
You know what I mean?
wondering what I was confused as to his pace at first because he almost slowed down. It almost looked like he wanted to just play it off the wall, and I was like, oh, okay, oh, but I listen. I was not confident in the Braves. I wasn't confident in the Braves. I love my squad. I saw them the last month and a half.
What,
It wasn't the team. It wasn't once we got Kyle Wright. We needed him back, and once Kyle got back, and we realized Kyle wasn't going to be ready, and then Mort went down, and Max was half the year on IL and losing Chavez for 60-day DL. He came back and he had only had 5 innings in 3 months. We couldn't put him on the postseason roster. With all that being said, it wasn't the pitching. We couldn't hit the ball. We listen. I've seen this year after year after year, even with the Glavin Maddox pitching staff. whatever the Braves are eating in October, they should stop eating. We can't
I
hit
mean,
the ball.
game
And
three is the
it's
only one you really got blown out, and like you said, it was within
it
within
was
a
within
run or
a few
two
runs.
in those other 3 games.
And so it's
And
the
we were talking
batting.
about,
It
like,
wasn't the
all
pitching.
those stats that you guys put up during the year, man. Like, it was historic numbers. And then you
Yep.
hear, you hear Rob Thompson after game one. He was like, that yeah, they did have great numbers, but you look at he looked inside the numbers, and apparently when we got the guys that had some high velocity stuff, that stuff dropped down, and that is something
Of
that.
course, that's Captain Obvious type shit. If you got high
But you
velocity,
do
great
have to sit there and
pitching,
say,
that's
go
gonna
and look
beat
at
good
the Phillies
batting.
arms, and that's what they do have abundance of.
So
These guys
here's what
have,
happens in a short game series when you have two good pitchers. That's what happens. You play the entire season, and you get a team like that in a short series. Your best great pitching beats good batting majority of the time, and that's what happened to us. We couldn't hit the. They were pitching the ball well, and shit, we lost. That's the
yeah.
bottom line is we lost.
So all right. So last thoughts on it all. What is your your predictions for to make it to the World Series?
I don't have any predictions. I'm done with baseball. I'm done for now. I don't know if the Diamondbacks are any good because LA had no pitching. LA had no pitching, so LA was done late season. They lost all that. We talked about this last year. They lost all their pitching. I knew LA was done, so I don't know. Arizona did their job. I don't know how good Arizona is, but they're going. Kershaw was toast, and they just trotted out some guys. So who knows? What I know is I'm not fucking watching.
Fair enough,
I
brother.
mean,
Fair enough.
I don't have a prediction. I'm not. I don't care who wins. I'm one of those fans that roots on my team, and that's it. I know there are other people that just thrive on rooting against another team. I don't give a shit about. I'm not going to be watching the games rooting for Arizona because the Phillies beat Atlanta. I don't care. I'm not that guy. I root for my team, and that's it. I'm not going to be wearing an Arizona Diamondbacks hat, or last year I wasn't
wouldn't
wearing
think
an
you would be that
Astros hat.
type of person.
Yeah,
But
I'm not that fan, man. I'm not. I'm done. I'm irritated at the Braves. But I saw it coming. Like I saw it coming after the All-Star break. We weren't the same. We weren't the same. And you could look. I mean, we lost series to Oakland. We lost series to the White Sox. It just wasn't the same team. They had good enough bats to win those games. I mean, we're winning games, giving up 6 runs. That's not gonna happen in the postseason. Man, me and my buddies talk about it. They tell me I'm always being pessimistic, and I'm like, man, I am. I try to be realistic.
Pitching wins in playoffs in baseball, just like defense wins in playoffs in football, my friend. It's the same.
Yep.
It's the same kind of concept.
Yep. Yeah. It's But hey,
And
congrats
speaking
to
of
the Phillies, but I'm done with baseball right now, man.
we'll see
But
what happens.
congrats
I think it might.
congrats to
I think it might be
Phillies.
Texas. Either way, I like our chances to go back. I think this team could potentially end up winning the World Series. We'll see how it plays out. As long as their bats continue to hit, they will. I'll say it like this. Yeah,
That's true.
you're one to sit there and say like I don't root against it. I'm the same way in a sense, like when Giants or Redskins or somebody like that wins, I'm like, listen, at least somebody in our division what a winning.
No, I don't do that. I definitely don't do that. There's no way in hell I'm going to say at least the Cowboys win there in our division. I'll tell you that right
Did you
now.
see that? Did you hear that name come out of my mouth?
I don't even do that with the Redskins or Giants. The only time
All
I
right,
root
so
for
when the
the
Giants beat the
Giants,
Patriots, you weren't happy about that?
yes, because I put $500.
Exactly.
Because I put $500 on a 15-point Super Bowl line. That's the only reason. It had nothing to do with division. I mean, my dad's a Giants fan. I can dig that, but I am never listen. I'm a huge Clemson fan, and the Gamecock fans around here are so gung ho about the SEC teams winning championships because they're in the same conference, and it drives me nuts. I'm like, dude, you guys are terrible, but you're bragging because Alabama beat Clemson in the national championship game. Your rival played in a national championship game. I even knew some guys that had the Alabama logo sewed into their Gamecocks hat because they were playing Clemson in the title game. That for me that's just blasphemous. So to your point, I'm not rooting against the Phillies, but I'm definitely not rooting for the Phillies. If there was one team I probably could root for,
I got to call out.
Is that?
Speaking of blasphemy, I got a call out of one of our stars doing some crazy nonsense as we switch into football. I don't know. We all know LeBron's been like a cowboy guy over the years, right? I don't know you've seen the thing where he's sitting there all of a sudden. He's a Niners fan all of a sudden. He's been a Niners fan.
That's ain't no way. Ain't no way he's jumping on that bandwagon. Man, that guy is annoying. He's a Niners fan. He's now since he was a Cowboys fan, a Yankees fan.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, what is he? Was
he a blasphemy right there? Is it not?
Was he a Nuggets fan last year? After the, I mean, come on, LeBron, get out of here. Get out of here, LeBron. What are you doing? What are you talking about, man?
And those Cowboys fans have been put on the milk carton after that ass whooping that they caught from the 49ers this past weekend. It was a very good Sunday night. I turned it off early, laid down in bed. I'm like, oh, man.
I turned it off early. Same thing. Turned it off early, and I was able to get to bed, get a good night's sleep, and because you know I'm a old dude, man. I'm such an old man. I don't mind just laying it down. I was so happy to be able to rest up and not have to watch the game. Oh man, they got shellacked. My best friend is a Niners fan, and he was at the game.
Oh man, he was probably in his glory.
And he's texted me for that one play, and he was like, "Was it an actual catch?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Dude, you're not watching the game." And he's like, "I told you I got a ticket." We live in South Carolina. He's like, and his wife didn't go. He's like, not much, because his wife and I were trying to figure out a really good birthday gift for him this year. He turned 50, right? So as soon as the schedule came out, we went through the games, and one good game for him was the Niners game against the Giants. Did they play the Giants already? They played a game like 2 weeks ago. He went to that game. I knew he was going to that game, and he was talking about going to the Dallas game, and I didn't know he went. He texted me. He had some. He really paid for them damn seats, but good for him, man. You know, he's a huge Niners fan. He's not one of those whiny Niners fans whining about the fact that they had all hurt quarterbacks against the Eagles. He said, you know what he said? I blame my GM. Sign a freaking quarterback when your starter get hurt and not dependent, or maybe not block Reddick with a tight end. That's exactly what he said. He didn't whine about the loss. I can respect that. Like
and now as it's looking, you know, you look at that game, Brock Purdy put on a show, right?
Bro.
So I mean, is he the answer now? I mean, he's healthy. The media
right.
wants to continue and turning and throwing out there that he hasn't lost.
The media ain't throwing it out there. It's true. He hadn't lost. I mean, Jalen Hurts hadn't lost about maybe 1 or 2 starts in the past 25 starts. That's not the media. That's him as the leader. Brock Purdy has earned his keep. Brock has earned the right to get props right now. It ain't 3 games. It ain't 4 games. He's earned the right to get
he's starting
some props.
He's
right
starting
now.
to give Joe Cool vibes, is he not?
No.
No?
No. But he's balling though. It goes to show you how inexact of a science the draft is, man. That guy was the last pick in the draft. And they're lucky that the only reason he's playing is because Trey Lance broke his ankle. They would have been trying to get Trey Lance in there.
Yeah.
So, but hey, it is what it is.
And then, of course, this week, Nick Wright was out there defending Dak Prescott, talking about his numbers are comparable with this and that, and his first 100 starts or this and that, and blah blah blah. I'm like, why? Listen. Enough with the top tier talk with Dak Prescott anymore. It's over. He's not top 10. He's pushing down to 20 if he keeps playing the way he's playing.
Yeah, I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear them talking about Dak and tears and it. He's shown us over and over again where he is, a middling quarterback at this point.
I mean, is it not? Is him Daniel Jones and Zach?
Is that Mac Jones?
Kind of all the same quarterback now.
Yeah, man. I have a buddy who's a Giants fan, and he swears that Daniel Jones is actually really, really good.
All I know is the way Jerry Jones talks about Dak. The way he talks about him, I have to make sure that relationship stays there, and we get 5 more years at that.
Oh, I need him to re-sign Dak. I need him to extend Dak right now.
Exactly.
Go ahead and extend Dak, man. I don't want them to fix that problem. As a matter of fact, give your head coach an extension. They can all stay forever, bro.
Yeah, and continually Jerry Jones is the general manager too. Please.
Continuously leaving Jerry as the GM, man.
As we're enjoying this as Eagles fans, who is the worst team right now?
The Panthers are the worst team in the league right now.
It's just bad.
Is it the Bears? And that's probably because I've seen them up close and personal.
Is it the Patriots? The Patriots basically have 3 points over the last 2 weeks.
Listen, man.
We were mentioning the Giants. They're looking awful right now, but they're also
the Giants' offensive line is just so banged up. I give the Giants not a pass. I think they're better than their look. I think the Panthers are awful. I think the Panthers should have never have let Steve Wilkes go. They should have never traded so much to go to the top of the draft when they didn't even know who they really wanted. You can't do that. The Panthers should not have done that. I think they're terrible. I think second place is the Patriots, and that's shocking to see a Bill Belichick team look so dang shitty. And then how about
Denver there, right?
Denver traded picks for Sean Payton, and look at what they're getting out of this thing. They look like they're gonna be dumping everything. I don't know whose pitcher that is below the Panthers. I hope it's not the Cardinals.
That's our good buddy Jonathan Gannon.
They're nowhere near the worst team in the NFL. They're a rebuilding team.
The Cardinals beat the Cowboys, which ain't
they're nowhere near the worst team. I don't think they're near the worst team. That team plays hard. That team plays fast. That team plays with the quarterback they signed off. Literally, they got 8 days before the season. You watch that team; they blew it against the Giants. That team doesn't belong on that list. As much as I want to punch Gannon in his face regarding the end of last season, he's got them playing well, man. They don't belong on that list. Panthers and Patriots belong on that list. Chicago, they shouldn't be on that list, but they played themselves on that list. But I just don't understand how they're as bad as they are, especially defensively, because Eberflus is a defensive guy. I don't know, man. It's the NFL is nuts this year, and I love it. I love every bit of it.
But right before we get into the Eagles Rams talk, let's get a quick word from our sponsor.
Just Blazed Clothing Company. We are the premier clothing and lifestyle brand for the cannabis enthusiast. Premier clothing, cannabis accessories, with a South Beach flair. Go online today and check out all our great products at justblazedclothingcompany.com. Use the promo code FIGHT at checkout and get 10% off your purchase.
And that's 10% using that code FIGHT. And like I said, let's talk about that Eagles game. And Eagles fans were definitely pumped after Sunday's game. We got that the 5-0 start that we wanted. You go and look at that divisional standings. Can't look for a better way to say it when you're 2 games up on the guys behind you, and you haven't gotten into the meat and potatoes of your schedule. That's a good way to kind of get things going. So, what were your overall thoughts on the games? And I'm gonna go after some points that I was happy about or upset about, things of that nature.
I like the adjustments we made after the half with the defense. Listen, we're playing with hurt guy. We're playing with new guys in the secondary, and we're gonna take our lumps. I was disappointed in the a little bit in Bradbury giving up the touchdown to Puka. It was great throw and catch, but I mean, I figured he would be able to do the job on the outside. But I mean, it's just one play. They get the other teams, the other players get paid too. But what I am encouraged is our defensive line. Our defensive line helped our back end out by getting to the quarterback, man. They got to the quarterback, and that was impressive. What was really bothering me is our issues in the red zone, and specifically that one interception really bothered me, man. Come on. Sorry. I think I'm getting a call. Hold on a second. I got my headphones, my AirPods on my phone and my
phone call.
It's driving me crazy. I can't even decline the damn call. How about this? How about I turn my phone completely off? So the one play that really, really got under my skin, it was Jalen's audible to the pass play. And we're running down their throats, and he throws an underthrown pass that gets intercepted and gives the Rams a chance to get back in the game. Jalen, just stick with the play or make the damn throw. I know everybody will say, yeah, that was a great play by the defender, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't that great. He did a great job toe tapping, but you underthrew the ball by 4 yards. Like, just stick with the play on the field and run the ball. I also am sick of our wide receivers getting mad on the sideline because they aren't getting balls thrown their way. When we're winning and the other guy is balling. First it was AJ. Last week it looks like it was Devontae who was unhappy with his
I think he's basically had like 40. He's got like 40 yards over the past like a couple games or so. So
and we're 5-0. And we're 5-0. Take that to coach after the game. We can't have you blowing up on the sideline because you're not getting balls thrown your way. Like, come on, man. I get the frustration. I can't stand the sideline crap. Well, dude, they're upset because they're not getting balls.
I want to see them competing, and I get where he's coming from, but I'm with you where like there's a time and a place for that, and it's
for
not
everything. Yeah,
and there's not that.
any competitor wants the ball.
You're upset with that. I'm gonna pull something else from the game. I'm gonna pull up our boy Seth Joyner. The Quez Watkins experience is over after last week's nonsense where we had there was a kind of a little turning point. If you've seen the play, like you see this play on a 3rd and 2, you see this, you're like, oh, we got this, right? And then get to a little bit closer. You have 2 different holes where you could hit, and what does he do? He winds up with a 2-yard loss, and we have to punt the ball. Quez Watkins is over with me.
Screaming at the TV. It appears that his confidence is gone, and with that being said, he needs to be gone. Like Quest had a big drop.
Looks like Rager all over again.
It does not look like Rager. I don't want to ever bring his name up, and he was a 1st-round pick. It doesn't look like Rager. You
know that this guy has the skill set and he has the speed and things of that nature, but it's like he just can't get it to show it anymore.
Well, Rager is not as good as Quest. Let's get that out of the way. Rager was a massive mistake. We could have had multiple people over Rager. I don't think that's a good comparison. I think he's on his own. I think he's just lost all of his confidence. He isn't getting anything down the field. He isn't doing anything in the short game. He doesn't contribute on special teams. I don't know if I think they need to look to move the guy and see if we can get a late pick or something for him. Because I don't have any confidence in him, and I don't think the team does either. It's just tough. What, like last week, that play that was another thing that's going in 40 and in. Why are we so bad? Red zone, good grief! What are we doing here? Like I'm wondering what we can do to fix the red zone, man.
All I know is that that you have to stop using Kenny Gainwell down there. That's one thing.
Is Gainwell the problem in the red zone, or is it play calling? I mean, if you put Walter Payton in the red zone,
play calling could, but I think it's a little bit of both.
But Gainwell didn't play in all the games, which we still suck in the red zone. Gainwell can't throw interceptions in the red zone. Gainwell can't block in the red zone. I don't know how. I don't get.
And I definitely love that Kelsey was adamant after one of those field goals that we had to force upon ourselves and was getting into it with Nick about how things were going there.
Yeah, the thing is, we have no idea what the conversation is, but I love Kelsey's fire. He probably had a problem with whatever the hell we called out there, because so prime example, the Quez Watkins play. I say that for once, that's a fine play call on 3rd and 2, or fucking run the ball. Oh wait, I just F-ball. Or just run the ball. How about 3rd and 2? You have 2 downs to get 2 yards. How about run straight ahead? How about that? Or maybe Quest can just run up the field and get 2 yards. That would help. What I did like last week is a different Jalen Hurts scrambling. Who didn't look like he was jogging.
He really looked like he had both phases going last week.
Right, like
it looked like somebody had let the leash off, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, there he is.
Right,
there he is.
A different guy. But yeah, I tend,
And speaking of which, we were talking about those numbers he went out there. You see that the company that he's keeping with his start right now over the last 23, 24 games.
Yeah, and hopefully he can get what all those other guys got, and that's a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, man. He's
Yeah, but
you
this
know,
team,
you
it's
got
this team is
you got to finish the job this year. I think, like I said, I think this is the revenge tour for them. A little bit. You know, they have to they have to complete it. Like, you know, I know you know we want to see them get the style point wins and stuff. Like, listen, I don't care about
I
that.
don't want to stop
Listen,
point win.
listen.
I
As
want
as
them to
long
play better.
as long as you're playing in January and February, that's the only thing I matter, and that you finish the job in February this year.
Yeah, I don't care about style points. I just need them to play better. I need them to not give the other team a chance to win when we don't we haven't been stepping on throats. We need to take teams out of the game and be up by two scores instead of giving teams a chance. The red zone situation, our kicker does not need to lead the league in points because of field goals. That's a problem. When you're
Yeah,
getting field goals and not
Jake's got some
touchdowns,
good
that's a
numbers
field goal.
going on right now.
Yeah, we I've had enough field goals, man. We need touchdowns, but our kicker is doing the job. He is doing his job, man. He's been
and
impressive out there.
And last bet on last week. I don't know if you've seen this. Did you seen some Eagles fans that snuck into the locker room and were interviewing AJ after the game?
I read about that. Like, dude, what are you doing, man?
Eagles fans are something else, man, aren't we?
What are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
Now,
Oh,
you know,
man.
week 6 is here. You know, there's going to be some fun matchup, divisional matchups. What are some of the ones you're looking forward to this week?
Man, I tell you what, I know people might go, Luther, what are you talking about? I'm interested in that Colts Jags game because the Colts, they look like they've been playing better. Of course, I'm paying attention to Steichen, but they don't have a rookie quarterback in their play. They've got Gardner Minshew, and he's probably the best backup in the league. Jacksonville, after starting the season a little clunky, has won 2 games in London. But they beat the Bills they beat the Falcons, they beat the Bills last week.
Yeah.
And if they want to grab hold of that division, I want to see what they're gonna do, man. I know everyone else is like, dude, what are you talking about? No one cares about that. But I think that for me, that's gonna be an interesting game. Of course, the Eagles and Jets. That's
obviously we're
because
gonna
the Jets
I mean,
defense,
I
the Jets
think
defense
I think now that Dallas has
good.
2 losses in that, now that they're playing the Chargers this week, you got to see how they react after this. You assume that they'll bounce back and have a win, but now I'm a little bit more intrigued in that one, because if the wheels completely fall off and they lose another one here, oh man, they could be they could be
if they go
real
to
tough.
the Chargers and take a loss there, that's huge because we still got to play them twice.
Mhm.
And then they have do they have Buffalo on the schedule?
Yeah, I don't think they played Buffalo yet.
They still have Buffalo to play, and then the division games. Division games are always tough. It's not gonna be a good look for them, man. If they go out and lose in San Diego. So I know I said
I see what the Lions did, because they completely blew up my game to watch last week and dropped 40 on your Panthers there.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't listen to me. I told you the Panthers are bad, bro. The Panthers are bad, bro.
They almost put up 30 points, so they ain't not bad.
Yeah. Oh, the Panthers are bad, bro. The Panthers are going 0-17 this year. And guess what? They still won't have the number 1 pick in the draft. Chicago will have it.
Probably.
Chicago owns their pick.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So
there's no problem. Chicago owns their pick. Chicago should just keep sucking and get a quarterback.
Yeah,
Get
so,
Caleb Williams and
you
Marvin
get two of the
Harrison
top 5 players in the draft. Come on, man, they're gonna be in a great spot to rebuild.
Mm-hmm. Especially considering the fact that
Now, Eagles Jets. What matchups are you going to be looking forward to?
the line. I'm looking at the line. The Jets defensive line versus
Jets got
our
a good
offensive
line too.
The Jets have a good defense, and I know people are thinking the Jets, they've never beat us, blah blah blah. The Jets are better than you think they are. If they can get even okay play from their quarterback position, we better
That's the key right there. I think that's the rookie. Our the offensive lines dealing with the defensive lines in this game. If we're able to make it a bad day for their offensive line, then
we win
I
the
think
game.
I think with potential turnover, things of that nature is where our defense turns the tide in the game, and really makes it a bad one. I think the fun matchup's really going to be watching Sauce and AJ play at it. But when you do that, I think this is one of those games where you were just talking about, Devontae Smith being upset. I think this is one he might explode on. I was very happy. We finally got what me and you've been asking about. Get Dallas Goedert involved. Get him in the middle of the field. Get him. We got that in
finally got him involved.
And he's another one who might have another big game this week. I think AJ may be one. He may have 5 catches for 42 yards or something like that.
I don't care. I don't even care. I want us to win the ball game without trying to force the ball into a receiver who's crying about it. That's how you get in trouble. That's how you get in trouble. By trying to force the ball to a receiver who's crying about getting the ball. Man, I just want a W.
I don't think you're gonna.
I want a W where we're not. I wish we could have a turnover-free game. One thing I'm looking for is a turnover-free game, because with the Jets,
I think
give them a short field with that quarterback.
Outside of Jalen's bad pick to AJ at the in the end zone there, what you were already talking about is kind of the big miscue from last week that made it not a perfect game, so to speak. As far as keeping it clean and things of that nature, there weren't a whole lot of penalties, things of that. It was overall a pretty good game, and when it came down to it. So, I think this one, I think it might be like a 24-17 win, something like that. I don't think you're gonna see a offense put up a lot of points, but I do think we're gonna see the defenses kind of shine in this game. In my opinion,
this is the game we need to get a turnover, man. We haven't been getting turnovers like we were last year. This is the game I need to see a pick six. I need to see a strip sack. Because we don't need to. We do need to be concerned about Breece Hall. He's starting to get his juice back, and we got to keep him out of that linebacker area. We need to keep him bottled up in the backfield, and
that's another one. I don't know if you've seen. They opened the window for Dean, right? The practice window. What are you going to do with Morrow? Consider we were just talking about, last week, how amazing he's been playing with his time.
I mean, we'll see. If he's better than Nakobe Dean, then he needs to play. But, that's a good problem to have, because we don't have a lot of linebackers. So that's quite a good problem to have, to get your starting linebacker back off of IR. I don't think that presents a problem for us in terms of, now we got to decide who's going to play. That's a great problem to have, considering a few weeks ago we were thinking, who should we go and get out of free agency as a linebacker? So I don't think that's a problem whatsoever. That's great for us.
Yeah, that you get healthy there. We're getting closer to the trade deadline.
Right.
You think Howie's gonna find some way to get another safety, another cornerback, etc.
Uh, yeah,
To
I
help
think
them.
I bet Howie's already working on that right now. I think there's no question he's out there working on defensive backfield help. Uh, hopefully Denver is stupid enough to trade one of their good guys. Hopefully they want to start that thing over and let us get one of their defensive backfield guys. Who knows, man? Um, but how he's aggressive in the trading market, and he typically does a good job. So can't wait to see how that plays out, man. Can't wait to see how, because we're gonna have to shore it up back there. We lost two. Depth is important, man. We lost the kid from Texas Tech in the preseason. What's his name? Achilles. Zach. Zach
Zach
McPherson.
McPherson. When we
And
lost
then
Zach McPherson.
we lost Maddox. That was huge. Like that's depth, man. That's when you got guys like that who could actually start some games in a pinch. They also play special teams and teams at a high level. So losing those guys, man, it puts the next guy up. I get it, but when you start losing depth on those special teams, it becomes an issue, man.
Because
But
especially not just does it hurt you there, but like then the guy that was playing special teams isn't playing special teams. He's stepping up, and you have to bring someone. So not only does it
that's
affect
what
your
I'm saying.
defense, it
It,
also
it
affects your
affects
special teams
it
unit.
affects all the way down. You
Mhm.
have to that guy is the next man up, and who knows if he could be that guy. But then someone else is playing his special team spot, so you've got that really good special team who's now a starter. So it affects the team. Injuries are we all know that injuries are just so huge in
It's a
football.
part of it all, my friend.
It's a
Part of it
huge
all.
part of the game, and but we've built a really good, strong, and deep team, and we're able to overcome. But it's still early in the season.
Last one before
can happen.
I put an end on this one. We didn't really talk about it. I want to get your thoughts on this. Did you see the reporter that said he will not be watching the NFL anymore because of all the Kelsey Swift nonsense? Or I'm
Listen,
sure
man,
you co-signed for that one, right, my friend?
I'm tired of the Travis Kelsey Taylor Swift thing, but I mean, come on, how's that gonna stop me from watching the game? That's the same people who were saying they were boycotting the NFL because of protests. Get the fuck out of here. You're watching the game. Shut up. You're watching the games. You might not want to watch when the Chiefs play a national game because you might turn the channel. You might get irritated, but you're not
I mean,
stopping
I turn
watching
the
the
channel when
NFL.
Dallas is on when it's like when you can give us another matchup and you just keep shoving them down our throats. Yeah.
I mean, football is football. I'm gonna watch football, man. Whatever. I'm watching football.
I mean, it was like,
I am
why did we have
sick
to
of it.
have the Raiders on Monday night 3 weeks in a row?
Yeah, who knows? I tell you what, though, I am actually sick of the whole Travis Kelsey Taylor Swift.
I saved it to
I
all
just
the way to
don't.
the end
I
after getting
don't
that line
understand.
because
I don't
I'm
understand.
with you
It's
on it.
done.
Like,
I mean, okay, he's dating her.
but it's like it's always been
They
America's
act like it's the
obsession
Beatles.
with stars dating stars.
They act like
always
it's the
been crazy
Beatles
like that.
reincarnated, and they finally showed up, and they're doing a show at halftime. She's just there. She's not even doing a show. Like, it was fun for the first 48 hours, and now it's tired.
I
It's
completely
just
agree with you.
tired,
Like
man.
I felt like it felt good for Travis that he was able to finally land her and not just have a conversation, whatever, that they're actually bravo, bro. After that, everything after that point was beyond unnecessary. We don't need it
Beyond
we don't
unnecessary.
need to after every commercial break looking at what
Every
Taylor Swift and
single commercial break.
Patrick Mahomes' wife is doing. I
Right?
don't care.
Every single commercial break. Every break, man. Every single commercial break. It was
And
pathetic.
look, and dude, it's no diss on Travis. It's no diss
on Taylor. I like
Taylor. And
both of them are
it's
cool,
even to the
like,
point
whatever.
where actual Eagles like, nah, we don't want Taylor around no more. Get the frick out of here. We're done with that.
Yeah, it's
So it's like wait, it's having fallout all around the place.
it's nuts, man. They can't stop, man. It's
All right,
actually
man. This
funny,
is a fun
man.
one. I think we're gonna have another fun one next week. Next week is gonna be the throwback jersey. So we're gonna. I actually want to get your thought on that one.
Who do we
quick.
have next
Which one are
week?
you most looking forward to? Are you looking back for the creamsicle?
Listen,
the
creamsicle, man.
Titans becoming the Oilers again. Which one are you looking forward to?
Creamsicle, man. Creamsicle.
It
you
is,
know,
dude.
I've got my Eagles throwback. So listen, that's the obvious answer, right? Let's take that one out of the equation. I'm looking forward to the creamsicle.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah.
I need to
'Cause
get me like
they were so terrible.
Give me like an old Super Warren Sapp jersey or something like that.
No, I want a Hugh. What's his name?
Or
Hugh,
maybe Mike Allstott too.
Nah. Oh my God, how can I not remember? What's his Hugh Green? Give me a Hugh Green jersey, man. That's what I want. Way back when they actually wore the cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to see them.
Where are you going this week, bro? You catching another game this week?
No, I bought game 5 tickets to the NLDS in case it went 5. So that, of course, that's not going 5, so I'm not going to Atlanta. And I don't even think the Falcons, if I went to Atlanta on Saturday for a game 5, I would have stayed if the Falcons had a game and just didn't matter who they played, just, since I was already going to be there.
Maybe just go catch the Falcons game now instead, man.
No. I'm not going to Atlanta. I'm saying if I was going to be in town, yeah, they played the Commanders. So if I was going to be in town, I would have stayed the extra day to go to the game and then drive home or fly, whatever. It's a 4-hour drive. So I would have done that. But otherwise, I'm chilling. I'm actually, for once, going to chill. I don't even know who the Panthers play or where they play because they stink. And they play at the Dolphins. They play at the Dolphins.
Yeah,
there's no home game here.
They got a whooping coming.
They're going to get. Of course, they'll go in Miami and have 3 interceptions and win by 2. But yeah, the Panthers stink. The Eagles play this weekend.
The Eagles play a tough Jets team.
They play a tough Jets team.
They're starting to put it together, so it should be a fun week.
Yeah, so I'm
going pray for another Chargers win. Get 3 games up on the Cowboys and really watch that whole fan base fall apart.
I need that. I
think that's wishful thinking, but it's something that could actually happen. As much as I'm saying it's wishful thinking,
on the road,
the Chargers realistically could actually beat them.
The Chargers could actually beat them. Here's the thing about Dallas, right? They're in the division. We hate them. Got that. Their fans are just unbelievable. They can win 1 game against a high school team, and they immediately it's their year. Every year is their year. Regardless of who's out there, how they look, every year is their year.
I mean, I think the biggest thing you look at from what happened last Sunday was their defense didn't look like the number 1 defense.
Yeah, they and the 49ers are good.
I mean, they are matchup problems. Like, I think it's going to be the interesting thing when we go there week 13.
We don't go there.
You sure? Is it back here? I thought it was there.
No, they come here. So
I mean,
that's
either
that
way,
alone.
like they got Ayuk, they got Debo, they got Christian McCaffrey. They got guys who can cause problems and chew up yards and make big plays.
Mm-hmm. They're good all around,
And
I
they
think
have obviously what one of the top 3 offensive tackles in football, and Trent Williams,
yeah, they're
who's a terror.
studs. They're studs on. They have studs all along the defense as
And
well.
and
That
and and
team is
and,
good, man.
and gotta give a shout out to Kittle when he got in the end zone. Had that FU Dallas t-shirt on. Big shout out to Kittle, and he's a problem too, man. Like
Yeah,
they're a stout team. It's gonna be a fun time.
we got a hell of a stretch here, man. We got Jets, Dolphins, then 2 division game, Washington and Dallas. Then we go to the Chiefs. Then the Bills come here. Then the Niners come here. Then we go back to Dallas. Woo!
I said stack them wins where you get them now, because you're gonna fall. I could see 2, at least 2 losses through there.
Yep.
I already said they're losing at least 3 games this year. I said it from the get-gate.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, boy, but this stretch,
And it's in that stretch.
It's going to show a lot of who we are, man.
But then you get the Giants twice in December too.
Get the Giants twice in December, and it's always the division games are always tough. No matter how the team
exactly,
the division games are tough. That's why I've said that.
We got the Giant Killers, so I think we might be right.
Right, the Giant Killers is their offensive line right now. But I said that a few weeks ago against Washington. Washington got shellacked by the Bears the week after, and they were giving up sacks like Oprah all season. But we barely beat them in overtime. The division is just a different beast, man.
Division games are always fun or different for everyone. Like you could sit there and you're even though the Chiefs and Denver played last night, but it was like it's one of those things where like sometimes like you have those matchups where like Denver might be coming back, next the next game, in KC, and wind up beating them, even after how bad they're playing now.
KC does not look that good.
They don't look right. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
It's something.
And like I said, that's one of the things where you hope this Eagle team continues to build and put things together and win different ways. Like, and don't win every way the way the media wants you. Like, if you're able to win different ways, that's great, because that's the way you have to win whatever way you can when it comes January and February. And that's what's important when it comes down to it, is stacking wins. Yeah. I don't care how pretty they are.
Yeah, man. Well, with that being said,
it's that time, brother. We will see you all next week, and be talking about the Eagles being 6-0, at least in my opinion.
Man. All right.